everybody, it's Emily, and I'm here with Tanya, and it is our last book club live of 2025. And we're going to be talking about The Weaver and the Witch Queen by Genevieve Gornichek. And I don't have a place to set this, so I'm just going to hold it for a few minutes. But
it's a beautiful cover.
Curious to hear your thoughts, because I went into this not really knowing anything about it, just that I'd liked her previous book. And after I read it, I went and looked at reviews, and it seems like people hated this book.
Really?
So I'm curious. Like, I went into this
I hadn't read anything else
purely for the vibes, and I loved it. So what did you think of it?
So I didn't read The Witch's Heart, right? Was that it? But it was on my list. And so I was excited to read this. And I went to Norway last month. So I was like, I read it in Norway, which I thought was really fun. I listened to it and read it. Yeah. I did the brave thing and took my library book, as I said I would. So, and it made it all the way back. But I liked it a lot. For me, it's a solid 4. There's a reason it didn't make a 5. And I would say it was because the main character, I think the 2 main characters, like, I found some of their choices and their tone, like, grating. But I will say, the more I was in Norway, I was like, this is very, like, accurate to, like, Norway and Norwegian culture too, in terms of how they speak. Like, there's very nice people there, but they're very, very matter of fact. And so, like, there's a lot of that type of interaction, where it's just, like, straightforward, and you're like, how many straightforward things are you going to say? Like, we can cushion this in some nice way. But, I don't know. I thought it was really engaging. Like, I thought it was very interesting to see how their stories evolved. And I think it's one of those stories, and tell me if you felt this way, where, like, the author has an idea of what these people are going to be and what the story's going to be, and then it, like, becomes something else.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like they started to do their own thing. Yeah.
So. I love the show Vikings. I don't know if you've ever watched that, but this felt very similar in, like, the tone of it and the way they talked and stuff. So I had that in my head the whole time.
Yeah.
But I love
it was Vikings. A very atmospheric read for me.
Yeah. The whole Norse gods and all of that stuff. The magic was all really interesting. So I really liked this. I thought, while I agree with you about the main characters and the way they talk to each other and their choices and stuff, I didn't love that, but I was having such a good time that I gave this a 5, because it's been such a rough year for reading. And I feel like if I was having a good time, it's a 5.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'll probably change my rating at some point, and I'll be like, no, that was a 4. But for now, it feels like a 5.
Yeah, it's been a few rough months for reading. I agree. No, I liked it a lot in the sense that I think while you were reading it, you were completely immersed in it.
Yes, it was, like, very, very immersive. Yeah. And I loved that, because that's what I really needed right now. It was just something where I could get a little bit lost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I loved the author's note at the end and the real characters. So that's something I want to look into. I haven't had time yet. But all of that,
like, anything about this specific period.
Yeah. And I thought it was interesting. She has that brief mention of Christianity in there where, like, thralls, like, make the sign of the cross, And so it's that time when, like, these worlds are colliding. I always love like, books set in that time where you have this real clash between, like, pagan culture and, like, the new, like, kind of Christianity in the North.
I always love stuff like that. Anything to do with religion and, like, the way that religions evolve or start devolving and changing. And I always enjoy that. So, yeah.
And I will say, I loved how the magic in this wasn't easy. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, like, anyone can do it. Yeah. So, though, when the second character has the whole, experience of doing magic, but I always felt like that was coming anyway.
Yeah.
Like, there was something brewing. So, but
yeah. I just
what did you think?
Love her writing style.
Yeah. Her writing style, for something, she does a really good job of, like, making nothing happening interesting. Which I think is hard.
Which,
you know?
yeah, I mean, I think you would like The Witch's Heart because
Uh-huh.
it's a lot of the same thing with like
Yeah.
the different characters just sitting around talking to each other, but like you
Yeah.
get so invested in what they're talking about
For
and their
sure.
banter. I think she's really good at writing bantery dialogue because I just think that's hard to do.
Yeah.
There are so many times I've read books where the characters are talking for a long period of time and it starts to feel like a fake conversation.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that's
I
true.
really appreciate when a writer can do that well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I loved how she introduced the concept of, like, being trans in this
Yeah.
book in
Yeah.
such a matter-of-fact way.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I think that was a lot of the negative reviews this book got.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I would've thought I
I
thought
was
this
like
was so well done.
surprised at all the negative reviews. And I went ahead and read a couple of them because I was like, oh my God, why does this have so many low reviews?
Yeah.
And a few of them were like, I didn't appreciate how she brought in the
Oh,
trans
well,
agenda.
okay,
Like, what?
okay. I thought she did it so well,
I
like, it
thought
was
so too.
very like, I mean, these things naturally happen,
Yes. And
like
I thought it was done really believably. Like, yeah,
yes,
that is exactly how that would work.
very much so. Yeah.
And a lot of the negative reviews are saying things like it didn't feel realistic. And why would Vikings be so accepting? Like, what do you mean?
I think a lot of pagan cultures, right, are more accepting of
Mhm.
things like this. I mean,
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
So I just thought that was
so
so annoying. I was like, oh my gosh, is this why this book is getting low reviews?
yeah.
It doesn't
That
make
seems like
sense
a
to
dumb
me.
reason. And I
Not
loved how she didn't make it into, like, this huge thing either,
no, it
you
was just sort
know?
of a
And, like
natural, like, hey, by the way.
yeah, yeah, and it was, like,
And
love
everyone's like, oh, okay.
that was probably my favorite part of, like, the
Yeah.
rela that was my favorite relationship for sure,
Mhm.
like,
Oh,
was theirs.
absolutely. I loved that. And I thought it
Yeah,
was done so well.
mhm, yeah. Because it could have become a big thing, and it
Mhm.
wasn't,
It
like, it
could
was
have
like
been, yeah. And I love
yeah,
that it was just like everyone just sort of, okay.
yeah, and obviously it has a real turning point in the plot,
Hmm.
but it has almost more to do with, like, the person's heritage
Yeah. Yeah.
than, and their actual parentage than anything else, like, the issue is the parentage, not the
Exactly.
fact that this person is trans, so, um, yeah, I thought it was
Mhm.
great, and, like, another thing that I thought was interesting was, is there actually a point or not, like, where, um how do we say her name? Sorry, I read this at the beginning of October. The witch, the
Oh,
actual
yeah. Yeah.
Gunna?
It was like, I'm never going
Gun?
to be able to say it exactly right, but
Yeah.
I think it's pronounced like Gunla.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gunla? She, oh, in the audiobook, I think they said Gunnil.
I was having such a hard time.
Gunnil.
I kept
Yeah.
slowing it back down, trying to figure out exactly how do you say this name.
Yeah. And then he had a nickname for her, so I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just gonna say Gunnil because I think that's what has registered in my head.
Okay.
But Gunnil, like she, does she ever actually find out that he's trans?
Um,
I don't think there's ever a real
I
conversation.
don't I don't know actually. Now that you've said that, I'm
Yeah.
like, did they talk about it? I don't know. I
So
don't
that's what I mean.
think
Like it was
so.
so
Yeah.
like I don't know. I thought it was really well done where it was just
Mhm.
it was not the most important thing about that character. And I
Yeah.
thought that is hard to achieve, you know?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed that. I'm a big fan of when an author can just weave something so simplistically into the
mhm.
storyline without turning it
Yeah,
into a whole thing. Like
exactly.
that's
I would
hard to
think that
do.
people who would have like discomfort with that would like the way she did that, honestly. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't, like in their face and any kind of
The trans agenda.
mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was very matter of fact. Maybe that was the problem.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, no, I love that. I also really like the relationships of other people with them. Like she did
Hmm.
a really good job with that.
Yeah.
Like this multi-layered kind of interaction
Yeah.
with characters that don't show up that much, but they were very fully fleshed out.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. There was a lot of characters in this, and I feel like she did a really good job of making all of them interesting enough that you remember.
mhm.
individual people, because I don't know, there's a lot of names. I'm glad I listened to the audiobook because I would have not said a single one of those names right. I don't think.
Oh yeah.
All of them. I'm like, what? I don't know how to pronounce anything.
We were there, and so I was listening to the audiobook on the bike rides, and then reading it like in the hotel room. And so like, yeah, I would have this like idea if I read ahead, like of what the name was, like for a new character, and then I'd hear it in the audiobook and be like, oh, well, that was wildly incorrect. Like,
right? Like it was, I don't know. Like, I feel like I should know this. I watched all 7 or 8 seasons or whatever it is of Vikings. Like, why do I not know how to pronounce any of these names?
I mean, you know, when names like what Athelrod and stuff were common, like I think we can be forgiven.
Yeah.
Like, so I loved the guy that she has a relationship with first, the one who brings her to the boat.
Oh, I really liked them, and I was so sad that it didn't work out. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Don't be with Arrrgh. He's a butt.
Like, exactly. Yeah. This guy seems amazing. You feel that mom urge to be like, pick the nice guy.
Yes. I was like, oh, this isn't good for you. Don't do that. Exactly. But you know what though? Arrrgh grew on me by the end of the book. Like I didn't hate him as much. So I'm like, okay, fine.
I felt bad for him.
He had some growth. I can appreciate it.
He had a lot going on, and she was not pleasant to him for a long time.
No, she wasn't. She was really an abrasive character.
Yes.
And I was surprised because usually a character like that will get on my nerves to the point where it ruins the whole book.
Yeah.
And I really was worried for a minute that I was like, oh no. But honestly, I didn't mind.
I think she had so much, like, I think that whole combination of self-doubt, especially when she couldn't like access the dead and all of this made it better, because whenever she was interacting with like him or like people she wasn't fond of, she was very, very abrasive. But then whenever she was on her own or with, you know, Agni, like she seemed much more reasonable, you know, like she seemed much more like a person. So I could get that little whole prickly kind of hedgehogginess about her rather than obnoxiousness. So it was a lot. I mean, I feel like there's going to be a sequel. Like this ending seemed to set it up.
It definitely felt like it could. I'm very curious because it could absolutely be a sequel, or it could just be a standalone. I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like with everything that was going on with Signy and like that whole thing, and
and I feel like we didn't get much time with Signy, and she was such an important part of the story, even though you barely see her. So yeah, it would be interesting to get more.
I always wonder, I mean, with these books, particularly when like they don't know standalone or not, like if there was more, you know, like there exists more in written form.
I know sometimes I'll see an author say something like, I hope you guys enjoy this, and if everyone buys this book, we can tell the publishers that we want more. Yes, I have a sequel.
Exactly.
So
I could give you all the chapters my editor cut out.
That would be interesting though.
Yeah,
I'm definitely going to read everything Genevieve Gornichek writes, because I just find her writing style so engaging.
Yeah, for sure.
I think I have a like vampire novella collection, and she has a story in it. I'm very excited to read that.
That's cool.
It's called Walk Among Us, I think.
Is it like contemporary, or is it set like...
Hold on, I'm going to look it up because Rob picked it up. He was all excited about it, and I was like, oh my God, you're buying a book. Hold on. And it's got Genevieve Gornichek in it? Yes. Okay, so it is, the Vampire the Masquerade from the World of Darkness. It was like a kind of a D&D thing.
Oh, okay.
Back in like the 80s and 90s. And Rob was really into that. And so he saw it for that. And I saw Genevieve Gornichek, Cassandra Khaw, and Caitlin Starling. And I was like, I am intrigued. I will read this. So I don't know exactly what this is, besides it's like 3 novellas set in that world.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm like, okay, I'll read that. Oh, Ashley, you DNF'd it. Oh, that's too bad. Like, I felt like it was really similar to The Witch's Heart in tone. Like, I feel like she does a lot of the same kind of like bantery conversation with just a
It
bunch
gets
of
more
characters kind of
interesting.
talking about things.
Yeah, it gets more interesting though. I feel like I don't know. I would say the 25 to 50% mark of the book was a little bit like where she's being abrasive to everyone, the main character, and like you're like, what's going on?
Yeah. It definitely
like
slows down a bit in the middle, yeah.
Yeah. But are you ever going to be able to talk to the dead? What's happening? So, yeah, the main character. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. I think she had to make her believable if, like, you know, in lore, right? She's not really spoken of as like this warm and fuzzy person.
I always find that really interesting when you take a character that is from an ancient time period and you really only know this little bit of information about them because that's all that was written. And it's usually not very kind to women.
Yeah.
And then fleshing them out. I'm fascinated with books like that.
I think it's also interesting that so much of what we know about certain historical figures is written by other historians who wrote about it like hundreds of years later based on like
That's true, yeah.
very shady sources. So it is fascinating. There was a book that I read. I can't remember the author now, but she writes a bunch of historical fiction about females. Stephanie something, maybe. But this was the one about Cleopatra's daughter. And I had that like real vibe where I was like, that was like a period of history where there was so much interest in recording history and historians actually like cataloging characteristics of current rulers. But by the same token, if you have like Roman accounts of like Cleopatra's children and stuff like that, those accounts are probably very different than what they actually were. So it was interesting. I loved this though. I think there was this church that I visited. You know how they have those stave churches in Norway? Like in Borgen, they have that black one with the dragon spouts at the top and stuff. So I went to that one. And that whole building, so they think it was built somewhere between like, I think like 1050 and like 1200 or so. The entire thing like smells like the Viking ships also, like that old wood smell. And so like I kept like thinking of that church because there's so few buildings that remain right from that era. But the people who like, you know, built things like that, really all you can see is the ships and those stave churches. So like, I don't know, there was such a hardiness to the people to be able to like survive all of this. So the culture is so different. There was a when we went on this fjord tour, we saw all of those little groupings of villages, but there was one that we saw where the village was about to be abandoned. It's like 20 houses or so, and one of the kids who had grown up there was now like our age and decided, oh, I can't have that happen, and he moved back there, and he's the only person who lives there, and he just maintains these like 20 buildings. And like in the summertime, people might visit and like stay in some of these cabins. But the rest of the time he's just alone. So like 8 months of the year, he's just
that is amazing though. Like
alone.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah. So like if that type of genetic like kind of like stock, you know, has like diluted down into even this, I'm like, what must it have been like? You know?
Oh my gosh, right? Like, oh my God.
So,
wow.
Yeah. There was another farm that we saw that was like far up the cliffside from the fjord, and they built it there so that basically no one would bother them, but also when tax collectors came, they would just like draw up the ladder. Like the cliff side is so sheer that you can climb it, but you better be like really good at rock climbing. And the only other way to access the farm is like a 10-kilometer hike across the top of the mountains.
Oh my God,
So,
that's crazy though.
so they just didn't pay taxes for like hundreds of years. They were like, oh, so sad, no ladder. So
like, how bad do you want those taxes?
Yeah. Like, I love that whole attitude, though. I feel like it's very, like, Viking-esque, you know, and Norse.
Yeah.
So.
And now I want to go to Norway.
Yeah, that particular farm you can stay at. It's a B&B now, and the thing is, has like they said it has a 1.5-year wait list.
Oh, wow.
And people have an option of what they would like to do to get to it, whether they want to do the hike or they want to like climb up this like cliff wall.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Very choose your own adventure. Yeah. So, yeah. I love the idea of everybody having like a knowledge of like weapons and things like that too, you know, like because of the raiders and this and that. Like everyone knows how to swing an axe. Everyone knows how to.
Yeah, like I was always fascinated with the idea of shield maidens, and like the women learned to fight and they were just as badass as the men, and I think that's really cool because you don't see that a lot in that time period and in history. Usually the women are the ones at home or maintaining the farm while the men are off fighting. So I really loved that aspect of it. Like these are capable women, and the men know that these are capable women and they treat them as such. And I think that's one of my favorite things when I read about Norse society and stuff. Is like you get to see like what it would look like if everyone had equality.
Yeah. And even in their mythology, like the goddesses and stuff are very like self-actuating. You know, they're not having contests about like who's the prettiest. Like that's not
like
like
they're not shallow.
Yeah. They're like storm bringers and like, you know, wreaking havoc and things. So
taking out an eye to gain knowledge and all that sort of stuff. Like it's all very interesting and so very different from what a lot of our society would expect.
Yes. So, and even the Valkyries, and you know, they give women like positions of like agency.
Yeah.
So, it was expected. It's a very, very different way of thinking. I think mythology is so telling, right, of like how culture operates in real life. So you can't really relegate your goddesses to being like consorts if like women were expected to run everything. And women were like, you know, pirateering and doing their own thing. So
and just the fact that they were able to like make choices for themselves. Like I love that she was like, do I want to marry this man because I love him, or do I want to marry this man because he gives me more power? And if I marry you, okay, but here are my rules.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
And he has to say yes because like, well, we'll
this
negotiate.
Is the way you get a witch. Yeah, for sure. And even like the sexual like, you know, agency that they had as young women, like when they talk about like Agni and Signy were talking about it, and her mom's issue was just that she was like kind of being very obvious, you know, which is an issue you would have, I think, with a son or whoever. I mean, like this idea of like just sort of like have some like decorum when you decide to go engage in everything. So I found that all very interesting. Like it must have been so crazy when they would take different cultures and stuff and like absorb them, you know, to see women in this role, like to see like women shield maidens, to see all of this. So, and I also like the word thrall, right? So like enthralled, like that whole etymology of that word. That's interesting. The thralls. So it was a good read for the end.
I thought so too. It felt very like getting into fall. It just felt very autumnal for some reason. And I don't know what made it autumnal. Like the cover doesn't look specifically autumnal, but it just felt very fall.
Did you have an issue with the title? So when you showed me the cover, I was like, because it's the Weaver and the Witch Queen, right? So the Witch Queen part makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
But
I've been trying to figure out what the Weaver part is. She was talking about making a tapestry.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, so are you also the Weaver? Is it the Weaver and you're the Witch? Like,
or is it supposed to be Agni and her, and
I
Agni's the
don't
Weaver?
know.
But they never
I
really.
thought originally that one of them was the Weaver and
Yeah.
one of them was the Witch Queen, and I was trying to figure out the whole book who's the Weaver.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not 100% clear on that.
So that's what I mean, I feel like, at the beginning she sets up Agni, and Agni's like doing all the right things and being like the Norse maiden and blah blah blah. But like she talks about taking her spindle everywhere, like
She does
every
talk
once in a
about
while.
it.
But she never actually like there's not much weaving.
Yeah, no.
So
And
that
they do
confused me. And
talk
then I was
about
like
making a tapestry, and I'm like, oh, weaving. But
I thought then it would be about the threads that they see, those magic threads, and how Agni wasn't a witch, but then maybe she could do something with these. I mean, I guess she does weave them together when she brings, her back from the dead.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I would love to know like what her thought process was for this title and like how it makes sense with the story.
Yeah. I feel
also,
like
I kept calling it the Witch Queen, or what was I calling it? The Witch's Heart Queen. And I was like, stop it. Like I could not get the title right in my head.
I kept wanting to say the witch part first. And so when I would search it, I remember when I searched it for the library on Libby and stuff, I was like the witch and the weaver, the witch queen, the witch and the weaver. Like I was like, who's who? What's happening? I mean, I definitely think it was a story about the two of them. So
yeah,
definitely couldn't have held on to but I was really expecting more weaving. I was like,
it was too.
Surely the weaving is going to come into the story somehow.
Yeah. I think when I finished the book, I was like, who's weaving? Was there weaving that I missed?
In what is that? I didn't read the book. I just saw the show, the one about magic, the vampire, the witch and the vampire.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name of it, but yeah.
I did not like the show.
No, I didn't like the book.
Okay, I didn't read the book, so I saw the show, like the first season, and the second season, I think. But I thought maybe that was going to be what it was. You know how they could see the threads drop down of magic, so that she would be like somehow like weaving this into some sort of something.
Yeah.
But there was no weaving of magical threads.
Thank you. Discovery of Witches. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I was trying to think. It's like,
yeah. Was not a fan of that book. I don't know. Didn't really.
I wasn't a fan of the show. I thought I was going to read the book because I was like, surely this is better, but no.
I got to a scene of them doing yoga, and I was just like, what's happening? Why are we doing yoga? No, thank you. I'm leaving now.
How did we go from Oxford to yoga?
Yeah, like no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Way to take me out of the story.
Exactly. Don't need to think about my HDL or anything. Yeah. No. I mean, I think when books do like magic in a historical way, it's so interesting to see like how fantastical or matter of fact they'll be, because I think it's easy to go wrong either way, I thought this one made it like, I always feel funny when I say like they made it realistic, like I'm like some sort of witch who like, but I felt like this could be a real thing.
Fit within their world, so that I can see what you mean. Yeah, realistic isn't really the right word, but like
exactly,
I get it. Like yeah,
like the things that were happening seemed very plausible.
Yes, like it made sense. Yeah.
And I love the singing of the women, like keeps
Yes,
you
I thought that
anchored.
was really neat. I liked
Yeah.
that they needed to be able to sing the songs and help with the
Mhm.
yeah. So I thought that was really interesting. I liked the magic system. I thought it was done in a way that makes sense
Yeah.
to the time and the place, but also I liked that it was complicated without
Mhm.
feeling overcomplicated because I think it's really easy to overcomplicate a magic system
Yeah.
to the point where now I don't understand what's happening. But I thought
Exactly.
she did a good job of like showing the difficulty level without like
Mhm.
burdening me with trying to understand what was happening.
Yeah. And also that like our own level of confidence,
Hmm. Yeah.
has such a big impact on like what you can achieve in that way.
Hmm.
Which that makes perfect sense to me. I don't care
Yeah.
what magic system you have, but like, you know, I feel like you should definitely feel like you're capable to achieve something. There's something else in this book that I loved. Can't recall it. No. Um, oh, I love that you put in the fabric about the ducks and how that was
Yeah.
like an actual
Oh my
historical
gosh.
fabric.
When she talked about it, I was like, ooh, I want to see what that looks like. And
Yeah,
I'm meaning to look up and haven't done that yet. I was going to see if I
yeah,
could find anything that would like show me what that looked like. I'm
yeah.
like, I like ducks. That sounds cute.
And that all felt also very realistic, like trying to pick like a cheeky kind of thing to like,
Mhm.
annoy someone who you're like, that's your relationship thus far. That's how you interact and
Mhm.
relate to get a rise out of someone, but like in a little way, and then having that be like the thing that makes the king like her, and there's like a historical piece of it. It was just nice, and that whole idea of reusing fabric and stuff. Like I know, like when we were kids, like fabric is such a big part of India and textiles, and like so much of it gets reused. Like trim
Mhm.
and bits of embroidery and this and that. So it was just nice little real moment there. Which has nothing to do with anything, but like it's just a, human thing. So
I love the idea. Oh no, that wasn't here. You're fine. Oh, our dogs are having a conversation.
yeah. But you're in headphones here, so he's just being himself. He's being sequestered from the stray kitten right now because of fleas. So kitten's on the sun porch and he's very sad.
No,
Very
I
sad.
cannot handle there being another dog. Like he's so funny. We'll be watching a movie or something, and if there's a dog on screen, he's immediately like, "What's that? How dare you be in my house?" I'm like, "It's not real. It's okay." He was barking at a horse in a movie yesterday. I was like, "Calm down. You know for sure that that would scare the life out of you if you saw a real horse."
He's still here, George. Yeah, someone probably walked by with their dog. Wow. Yeah.
Ah,
George barks so loud. It's like through like two closed doors. He's not a big barker, but that was something. So we noticed in Norway that we didn't see very many dogs or
really
really pets in general. And I
interesting.
don't think pets come up or
Oh
animals in that way at all.
no, I don't think they do.
In
Now that
this
I'm
book.
thinking about it, I'm like, no, I don't recall there being any mention of dogs or cats
It
or
was very noticeable
anything.
up
Yeah.
there. We were like, I mean, we saw sheep obviously and like cattle, but like um other than that, there were like some magpies, and nature-wise, it was kind of, I mean, animal-wise, it was,
Hmm.
plant-wise, it was great, but animal-wise, it was kind of quiet, you
Interesting.
know? So it's
I wonder if
something
it's
that
just like a
hadn't occurred
cultural
to me.
thing that pets just aren't really very common. I don't know.
I have no idea. It was weird to be like in a city too, even in Oslo.
Mhm.
Like you saw some dogs, but
Oh my.
very, very few, you know?
Hey, it's okay. The mail just came. Everyone relax. It's okay.
Many miles away. You're okay.
I'm so sorry.
Other
They are
toxic
usually
things.
sleeping now. I let them run around right before, so they get tired. Thank you. Go lay down.
They're like, you're in danger, Mom.
Uh,
Oh, the cats. That's true. Eric had the cats.
okay. Yep.
Right, was Eric?
Yes. Yeah, he had the 2 cats. Yes. Yeah, I like that he named his weapons.
Yes.
Like, of course you would. I would name them.
Yeah, I feel like all weapons should be named.
Yes.
You should be fond of them.
Spike, relax.
There were the 2 cats. But do we ever learn the cats' names? I don't think we do.
I don't remember now. There were so many names.
That was kind of cute that he had those pets.
Yeah.
He's very concerned about them. I remember he threw them below deck or something when they had the storm.
Yeah, that definitely made him more endearing.
Yeah. He had a lot of endearing qualities.
Yeah.
He was just an unloved child. Becomes a big problem when you become an unloved child king.
Yes.
Make poor decisions. You kill your brother.
Yes. There was a lot of that.
Yeah. It was The Witch's Heart her first major novel?
Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was her debut.
Yeah. I wonder if she'll venture out of Norway.
I don't know. I would love to see what else she has up her sleeve, because I really enjoy her writing style. Like, I don't know. There's just something about it that works really well for me.
No, it's very immersive. It really is. It feels very, like I said, even when things aren't happening, you're like
I was just so
learning
excited
things.
when I started the audiobook, and I was immediately pulled in, and I was like, this is what I've been waiting for.
Relax
It has
into
been
it.
a year.
It has been a year.
I feel like I've aged a decade this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it has been a year. It is now November, which seems wild to me. It feels like it's been a very, very long year, but also like a very swift one. So
yeah, it's so weird. Like, I saw something about this thing happened in January. I'm like, that was this year?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Yeah, it's been a weird time.
No.
Both too fast and too slow. I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah. It's like an interstellar thing. You're like aging while like traveling at the speed of light.
I don't know. It's so weird. I'm both like cautiously excited for this year to be over, but also terrified that, oh no, we have another year. What's going to happen now?
We'll see what happens with everything for next week for SNAP benefits and all those things. So we shall see. But
it's hard to make plans and like think ahead. And I usually start thinking about like my end of year goals for next year and like all this stuff. And I'm just like, I don't know how to do any of that right now.
Exactly.
Like,
I think a lot of people are having that.
It's been like such a hard year. And it sounds so stupid and shallow to say, like, it's been a hard year to be on social media and be a person who is supposed to be like productive and doing things. And I'm just like, I don't know how to do that right now. Like,
make creative work. Yeah.
Like, how am I supposed to be selling people curriculum? How am I supposed to do this? Like, I don't know. It's been really hard.
Yeah.
Because I feel weird about it. Like, I don't want to paint this picture like life is rosy and like, like I don't know. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain what I'm saying, but like it's just been very weird and hard. And
No, I hear you. Like I
yeah.
think I like when I see people's posts and stuff that are sort of like business as usual that are,
Hmm.
these lovely table lays and things like that. I'm grateful to them,
Hmm.
but I don't know that I can do that now.
Yeah.
Like I
Hmm.
there's a certain um like I'm grateful to them. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think that
No,
it's
not at all. Like
fine.
I just
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
struggling with that so much because I feel for me it wouldn't be authentic. Like
Yeah.
I would feel like I was performing and I don't like doing that. So yeah,
Right.
it's been weird. It's been really hard this year. I think this is the worst burnout I've ever had.
Hmm.
Just been like
You can be
fully unable
excused
to
this year.
function.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's been rough. And I'm like really hopeful that I can get over this hump and find a
Mhm.
way to get back on track with things because I don't know. I feel like, especially since I opened memberships this year, I feel so bad about that. Like I should just turn that off somehow. I don't know why I haven't just ended it yet. I kept thinking I would be able to get back into the swing of things. Like it's going to happen any day now,
Yeah.
but
It
no.
might happen any day now. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like we're all in this place where kind of like Ashley's saying this in between a burnout and wanting things to be normal. I feel
Hmm.
like we have to get to a new normal,
Yeah.
Like
And I think that's
and
the hard part is like,
yeah.
how do you transition to that? Like, what does that even look like now? I don't know.
And how do you not feel like how do you do things while not feeling vaguely ill, like
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the time about what's going on. So that's the challenge.
Yeah. It has been hard.
It has.
I'm hopeful that perhaps there will be a new normal soon where I feel a
Yeah.
little bit less like my brain is frying. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think the absolute flood of like, one egregious thing after another
Mhm.
has
Like
been
this is the
exhausting for
worst
everyone.
my mental health has ever been. And like I finally got on medication for it because I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I can't do this
Yeah.
anymore. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm falling apart. But and that has helped. But now I'm like I'm calm,
Yeah.
but I still can't do it. Like
Exactly. Yeah. Like you're brought up to a certain level and now you're like,
yeah.
okay, the next. No. I think I think that's a rational response to what is
Hmm.
happening,
Right? Like, yeah,
like a
I don't know.
grounded response.
I think I would be uncomfortable around people who were totally cool and chill and everything was fine and be like, how
Yeah.
are you not upset? Like,
No, for sure.
yeah.
For sure. I saw it's also an interesting time because I think a lot of us have been playing that game where like we have friends and family and all of these things on different sides of these issues. And for a
Mhm.
long time you could say these were issues and like there's nuance and there's this and there's that. And of course there is. But
Yeah.
there actually isn't, like for some things you have actually just crossed a line, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah, definitely.
then how do you
Yeah.
handle those relationships and the things people say on social media, and I don't even
Mhm.
mean like influencers and like,
Yeah. No, I had to like
whatever.
completely
I mean,
unfriend and stop
yeah,
talking to a person that I've known since high school and we've been friends for years, but he has
yeah,
just gone off the deep end and I'm like, I don't
yeah,
know what just happened.
yeah.
We were
I have
having
those people.
conversations right before the election and he kept saying things to me and I'm like trying to convince me that
Yeah,
I should vote Republican and I'm like,
yeah,
no. What?
yeah,
No.
yeah.
And then after that, he just like nosedived into this territory that I'm just like, okay, we
Oh,
can't talk anymore. I'm done. Bye. No. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand what just happened. He was president of the Democrat, like the Young Democrats Club when we were in high school, and he was very, very like liberal and all. I don't even understand what just happened. I'm still baffled.
I had a very similar experience with one of my friends from middle school who, I mean, she went to a boarding school for high school and stuff, and she started like a anti, homophobia club and things like
Mm,
that. I mean,
mhm,
I felt much more progressive than me in terms of like actually showing up and doing things,
mhm,
and not just feeling one way, which was like me. I mean, like, I think I've always been pretty much the same person in my views in this way, but I definitely wasn't starting clubs and standing with
yeah,
placards or
no,
anything at like
same,
16,
yeah,
but this person was. And I remember after the election and stuff, it was like, I don't know, she said things like, well, sometimes we win some and sometimes we lose some and both sides and blah blah blah. And like,
mm,
I think people who like have bumper stickers and are like wearing t-shirts about this stuff, they really have to like progress past childhood. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I was like, I don't know why. I don't know what you're talking about, but also I don't know like how you are talking about it in particular. Like you were
mm,
saying, like what has happened to make such a wild swing
yeah.
over? So it was.
It's been a weird time.
Did you see Ashley medication and therapy for the win
Yeah.
this year? Yeah.
Yay
Yeah.
for medication and hormone treatment. Like, oh my God, getting that taken care of has been wonderful, but still hasn't helped with everything, but I am much better than I was.
That is, I'm
Like, I think this summer was my breaking
feeling.
point where I just completely fell apart.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, we need to get this ship back on course.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. At some point, I will probably get there myself. Right now, I'm still in the let's figure it out. I think mainly, honestly, I'm driving so much with the children, with all of these
Mhm.
extracurriculars. I always thought I wasn't going to be this parent, and now somehow I have become this parent. And I'm like, I'm the parent who's perpetually telling people, and people are like, you don't have to sign your kids up for things and blah blah.
Mm,
And I'm like, these people all want to do these things. I'm
yeah.
the one who's like, hey, how about we step back from whatever? And they're like, what? No, I am a very serious gymnast, pianist, theater person, fencing
Yeah.
person, taekwondo person. I'm like, I had too many children. This was a problem. So, I mean, I know you have more, but like, and most of my friends have more actually. But like, I'm like, this seems like an excessive amount of children and children's
Yeah,
activity.
you're very busy. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
kind
think
of
that would make
wished.
me lose it completely. I am not a person
Yeah.
who can be that busy because I get frazzled so quickly.
No, and my husband now he works nights like 1 week out of every
Mm,
3. So it's like and then like he's so that week is like he's completely unavailable, like
mm,
completely because he leaves early and like it's before the school pickup and stuff. So I'm just like, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. And so like I literally find myself I'm like I should definitely be doing Uber Eats or something while I'm on my
mm,
extensive driving course. But anyway, so I feel like I'm too busy driving to melt down. I can't
mm.
accomplish anything because I'm not actually um, not in motion for long enough. But such is life. So I just need people to get driver's licenses and everything will be fine. Just in time for like real perimenopause, and then I'll have like
Yeah.
hormone replacement therapy and all the things. So this is the plan. Um, yeah, but sometimes I feel like if we were Vikings and we had like farms to defend and stuff, this would all be easier. You know, like really, like if
Put
you
it
had
in
to like
perspective. Yeah.
yeah work and weave and
Yeah.
I don't know, thresh wheat and stuff. Like that's all very time
Part of
consuming.
me thinks I was made for that kind of lifestyle, but also like not at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
I
I'm
know
very much a
exactly what kind of
homebody.
lifestyle I was made for. I was
Yeah.
made for, and it's actually what I wrote about in my college essay and stuff. I was made to be in a castle tower somewhere and like learn things. And like
Yes.
every once in a while, when
I
somebody
want
needs to
to
know
read books.
something, I'd be
I want to
summoned.
embroider. I'm,
Exactly. I want to be in
I
a
was
tower.
I was listening to the audiobook while I was cross stitching, and I was like, this feels like the right activity for reading this book.
Yeah, for sure. For sure it does. I was watching something about like Samhain and all this and it was on TikTok or something. Someone was saying how like, when we think about magic and we think about introducing that into our lives and stuff. It doesn't have to be you like deciding to become like a Wiccan. Like when you like weave or knit or
Mhm.
embroider and create these things, like, when you paint watercolors or whatever, like you are doing magic. Like this
Yeah.
is like so much movement with intention, like
Yeah,
you're
and yeah.
creating a feeling
Mhm.
or gifting someone something, like it's with that thought of this person like making a sweater
Mhm.
for someone or whatever. And I love that so much. I was like, that's like,
I I
everybody's
got
magic.
really into well, I learned how to cross stitch when I was in middle school. And
Mhm.
so I used to do it a lot when I was younger, and then I hadn't done it. I think the last time I did any kind of cross stitching was when I was pregnant with the twins and I was stuck in bed and I was bored.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
started cross stitching again. But I stopped immediately after they were born because like who has time for that?
Time.
You
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
newborns. But
And you have to count for cross stitching. So
yeah. Well, see,
yeah.
here's the thing. I
Uh-huh.
started picking it up again with the
Yeah.
stamped kits because I didn't want to have
That's
the
smart.
complication of
That's
counting.
smart. Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know that my brain can do that right now, but I really want the process of like making a thing. So I
Yeah.
started doing the stamped kits, and that has been such a lifesaver for me this year.
Yeah.
Having something to do with my hands that doesn't require deep thought so that I could
Yes.
just like zone out with a book while I'm doing like that. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's huge.
A big
I think
part
when
of
we talk about therapy and stuff, I think
yeah.
I think part of what makes modern work difficult is that so much of it is not tangible. So
Mhm.
like I think psychologically we don't get the satisfaction of having put in like
Yes.
this much time for a product.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I was telling my husband, I think, obviously what I'm doing right now means a lot to the family and blah blah blah. But like when you drive someone around and you've been in the car for 5 hours that day or whatever,
Yeah.
that's just time
It
that
doesn't feel like
vanished.
you did anything. Yeah. You feel
Exactly.
like you've
Yeah,
wasted your day. Yeah, I can see
exactly.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you facilitated other people's hopes and dreams that you created.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah. So everyone,
That's like
medication therapy
motherhood.
and fiber crafts. Yeah,
Yeah.
fiber art. I think that's a thing.
Yeah.
Or painting or what have you.
Yeah.
Anything.
I'm very much not an artist. So I love cross stitching because it's like me being able to make an art that I didn't really make.
Oh, I'm exactly the same
Yeah.
way. And so many of my friends are artistic, even when I was younger. And so
Mhm.
I spent so much
Same.
time in the art room that
Yes.
my art teacher, we went to a very small private school, this secular weirdo school. Like my art teacher created an art credit for me. And she was like, we're just going to call this artisanal arts. And so I learned weaving and
Wow.
glass making stuff and all of this random stuff, silk painting, all the stuff that doesn't really
Mhm.
require like
Yeah.
the ability to
Yeah.
draw.
I've always had a lot of friends who are artists. Like my husband's an artist. All four of my kids are artists. And I'm just like, I don't know how to draw anything but stick people.
Yeah, yeah. They make a joke here about my cow dog. You never know what it's gonna be when when I draw an animal, Could
Yeah.
go either way. Could be like it's some sort of mammal-like structure. But yeah, no, that's where I sit. But yeah, um, I'm happy for fall though. I'm happy that it's like the cozy time of year again where you can
Yes.
kind of
I'm
naturally
ready to be
cuddle.
cozy
Yeah.
with blankets and candles and cookies and things. Yeah.
Mhm. And all the things. It'll be fun.
So, what was your favorite book of the year for book club books? Which of our book club books would you say was your favorite? I'm still trying to decide.
That is a tough one. Let's go through the list. So we had
Okay. I have the whole stack actually next to me
yeah,
because I was going to try to film a
perfect.
video this weekend.
Yeah.
So we started the year
I love that book.
with The Small and the Mighty, which
Yeah.
I thought was really good. Yeah. Um,
I will not include it in the favorites because I feel like the
yeah.
nonfiction never fits in the
Yeah.
favorites. Yeah.
Then we read I Who Have Never Known Men.
I thought it was definitely worth reading, but not
Yeah.
my favorite.
Same.
Yeah.
Half-Life by Gillian Cantor.
So I really enjoyed Half-Life.
Me too. This was really good.
I really enjoyed Half-Life. Yeah.
This is one that has stuck with me.
Same.
Beautyland.
So I loved Beautyland.
I really enjoyed this, but I'm going to be honest in that it hasn't really stuck with me the way I thought it would. Isn't
Yeah.
it weird how sometimes as you're reading, you feel like a book is going to be like a
Yeah.
favorite, and then like 6 months later, you've completely forgotten the plot.
You barely remember. Yeah.
Like I remember it when I look at it, and I'm like, okay, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. But like,
I forgot we read Beautyland.
I've completely forgotten about it.
Yeah.
Death of the Author.
Ooh. Okay, so we had a good stretch there, right there. Yeah.
Like this was really good, but also
I
I feel
think
like
this one for me, I remember because I ranked it higher than you did.
yeah,
And
because
for
I
me,
was
this
in a
one might be my favorite.
migraine fog. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I got what I was supposed to out of this book. I really need to reread it.
This
Maybe
was a surprising one for me because I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much as I did. You know, like as I
I
started,
love
I was like,
immigrant family stories.
yeah,
Okay, Somewhere Beyond the Sea.
no,
I'm gonna say I liked it, but it has not stuck with me the way I thought it would at all. Like
yeah,
I still think the first book was perfect, and it did not need a sequel.
yeah,
I don't know that I needed this.
yeah, yeah. And if that was going to happen, I still think it should have been done better. Like,
Yeah, like it definitely felt like he was told to write a sequel.
yes, and I felt
Like
like
it
it should
didn't
have been a
feel
prequel.
natural. Yeah,
It should have
yeah,
been a prequel.
it
Like
should
it
have been.
really, and I think
Yeah.
they could have achieved the aims of like what,
Mhm.
like the goal of trying to bring out Arthur's character and
Yeah, yeah.
like, I don't know.
I don't know. There was something about it that just didn't feel authentic, and I didn't
Yeah.
enjoy it as much. Okay, then we read The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store,
I
which
think
I
literary
don't know how
wise,
I feel about. I still don't know how I feel about this book.
I think literary wise, epic, but
Sure,
also
yeah, like
not fun.
no, I did not have a good time reading that, and I feel bad about it because I
I
feel
was
like
in
I
English
should have
class.
enjoyed it more, but no. And then we
Exactly.
read The Art Thieves.
Oh, I like the Art Thieves. But I don't think it makes my favorite list.
No, it doesn't make mine either. Like this is one that I think had potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I really liked the concept more than I liked the actual story.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Termouche by Sven Holm. We read.
Definitely the weirdest read, I thought,
This
of
was
the
the
year.
weirdest book.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very strange. Like it almost feels like surreal. Like
Yes.
was this real thing, or did I dream that we read that?
Yeah, and in that he really achieved that aim, right? Like it
Yeah,
has this very dreamlike quality.
it is very
Yeah.
dreamlike. Yeah. And then of course we read The Weaver and the Witch Queen.
So yeah, mine's torn between Beautyland and Death of the Author, but I think Death of the Author like wins out for me. I think
Okay.
it had a lot of
I think
things that
for me, I was like, I really want to reread that because I'm sure that that's a 5. I just did not get it in the moment because I was not well while I was reading that.
Yeah.
So like I want to try it again because I know for sure that's a 5. Like there were so many things that I loved, but like I just didn't feel like it was too fuzzy in my head to put all the pieces together.
That was another book with a very like kind of abrasive main character.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, and I normally am not a huge fan of like immigrant family stories, like apart from like what was that book when we were little? All in the Family. Like the the book
Yeah.
about the Jewish family in New York. I love those books so much. But no immigrant family story has ever stood up to that for me. But I don't know, like I like them, but I'm also like, oh, this is gonna be sad. Like I have this like, like anxiety about all the things that are gonna happen, the misunderstandings and the cultural dilemmas with the parents and the children and blah blah.
See, I think that's why I like them because it makes me feel like, okay, my family's not the only one. Like we're not just this oddball crazy family.
It makes me feel like I already know this story. Like I can't. Like I just
Yeah.
this
See, like
seems
I
too
grew up
on the
around
nose.
people with normal families and,
Yeah.
the typical WASP, like everyone had like 2 healthy emotional parents who were like
Yeah.
a mom and a dad who took care of you. Like not
Exactly.
that my
Yeah.
family
Their
was
emotional needs
terrible,
were met. Yeah.
but like, I was the only one that had divorced parents and
Yeah.
Like the crazy grandparents who you were so embarrassed whenever they came around. Like they ruined everything. Like, yeah, no. So it was good. I don't know. I enjoy reading about other families who are maybe more dysfunctional than mine. And then I can be like, okay, no.
Yeah.
Mine wasn't
I
that
mean,
bad.
I think reading Death of an Author has made me realize that maybe I've been avoiding some of these books for no good reason, because I definitely had that sensation when I read this one. I was like, okay. And it's nice to read books where you're like, you can forgive people their foibles, because of their
Yeah.
perspectives on things. And I think as an immature adult myself in certain ways, like, because everybody's telling themselves a story about their own life, right? Like all the time. It's being like minutely revised as you get more information and like more wisdom and blah blah blah. But like yeah, I think I could use a little bit more of that hand holding of like, it's okay. Because I think I have avoided a lot of those stories because of my instinctive, like, I don't want to feel these feelings. These all seem too familiar.
Understandable too. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't know. I think for me, it's kind of been therapeutic. Like,
yeah,
I always felt like I
right.
was cosplaying a normal person, and like,
Exactly. I think I saw something on meme. I saw a meme about neuroatypia, and it was just like, I can't remember exactly how it went, but basically it was this idea of like, when people tell me that neuroatypia doesn't exist, it's like, oh, really? Like I just have been pretending to be like an entirely different human in like group settings for no reason. Okay, cool.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Beautyland or Half-Life. Yeah. The Heaven and Earth Grocery are the only 5. Yeah, the writing was so, so good. It really was. I mean, it's
It was a
undeniable.
beautifully written book,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not one I think I'll ever pick up again.
Yeah.
I don't.
That book, honestly, for me, I would have loved it if it was like a serial, like where, like kind of like Charles Dickens, where you
Yes.
continuously learn more, because he characterized people so well, where I really did. My complaint about his characterizations was I was so interested in the people, like individually, that I wanted to know more about them,
Yeah.
even though I already knew. I felt like a lot, so yeah, I had so many mixed feelings about that book. It was like there was too much going on, but I was invested in all of it, but like also not.
Yeah.
I
It was
felt
a
like
lot. That was a very heavy book, and there was just so much, and it was not at all what I was expecting it to be. Like,
yes,
I think that was the biggest part for me, was like, what am I
yeah,
reading? Like, what?
yeah.
I don't know. I don't
There
think
was
it was
no
the right
anchor
book
point.
for me right now this year.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
felt
need.
like that there wasn't an anchor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I need an anchor. I've realized that about books. It can be 2 or 3 anchors. It can be like I'm following different characters. There
Yeah.
needs to be some that I'm more invested in than others.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like I feel a little bit like I'm floating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would agree that, I mean, I think writing wise, his writing is impeccable. Just yeah.
Yeah.
So. But it's been a year.
It has been a year. So we'll have to like come to a consensus soon about what we're going to start the year with, what books we're going to read. Speaking of, I'm excited to announce that we're going to have a new co-host coming this year in 2026. Ashley from This House of Walls is going to be our third co-host. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. So we're going to have to all discuss what we have on our TBRs, what we are interested in reading together, and we'll choose some books. And I'm going to try to get that squared away so that I can announce the first 3 books of 2026 somewhere in the first half of December. So I'm very excited. I don't know. This has been like the one highlight of my year.
For me too, yeah.
Like there has been so many moments where I was like, should I just stop filming? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't know if this is what I want to do. But then I'm like, but if I don't have my channel, how will I keep going with book club? This is the thing that has held me together.
That is great. I'm glad. I have had no such thing to hold my channel together. So there's been like
this is the reason I have not quit
3
YouTube, honestly, is like, no, because I love my book club and I don't want to lose that. Like, that is like the one good thing I've had going all year, and I want to maintain that. So I'm very excited to see what we read next year and to have Ashley join us. It's going to be so much fun. So
it's going to be great. Yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's so funny, Ashley, because I have you screenshotted on my phone. Because I have these people who like will recommend books or review books, right? Like periodically. And so then I do this thing. I recommend this to you guys, everyone, by the way. Every day, if you go into your photos and just type in the date as your search, like, today is what, November 1st. So you just put in 11/1 and all your 11/1 pictures will pop up. And then you can just kind of clean out like just that small collection of photos.
That is smart.
So,
oh gosh. Because
it's like
my phone is like at 98%. I can't even update it because it's like you need to clean out. And I'm like, but I can't.
It's such a relaxing way of cleaning it out because you kind of get this little walk through memory lane.
Yeah.
So it's not like horrendously boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I recently saw your picture pop up and I was like, oh, how like serendipitous, like right after, like we had talked about you joining and stuff. So I like, now you have been moved. The photo did not get erased. It got moved into my TBR album. So but anyway, I thought it was a good reading year for us though.
Yeah,
for these books.
Very big spread. Really interesting things and so very different.
Very
which
different.
I think is fun. Like I don't know. I tend to get into a rut where I just read the same kind of thing over and over until I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
So it's nice to like pick up different things and just try out different books and authors that I'm interested in, but maybe would never have picked up. So yeah.
For sure. Like I don't think like even like Termouche, that's I don't think I would have ever read that without book club. Like
no, I would never have even heard of it if you hadn't talked about it. So yeah, like, and it was such an interesting read. So yeah,
I thought it was interesting with I Who Have Never Known Men.
Yes, those two books together, I feel like make a really interesting pairing.
Exactly. So, they're like a good bookend kind of thing.
Yeah.
And very good for short months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So when do you think we'll have our first?
Oh my gosh, I have not looked at the calendar past November. I'm living a month at a time right now. Let me just look and see what does that look like? Okay, so it looks like the first Saturday.
Is it like the 4th or something?
Would be so yeah, if we start with January, then the first Saturday after that would be February 7th or January 31st. I'm going to say January 31st would make more sense because January is always the longest month ever.
Mm-hmm.
So it won't feel like rushed.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't like having the discussion right at the end of the month because I feel like I'm rushing to get to the book. So, but yeah. I think January is a good month for that. So, and plus February is so short. You don't want to have book club bleeding into that. So yeah, that's probably, having not even looked at my real calendar to see what's on that day, but like, that's probably a good day.
For sure.
So yeah, I don't know. I was going to try to film it today, but it's probably not going to happen because I am so tired. But I'm going to try to film my book club selections ranking this year.
I keep trying to move out of the sun.
Definitely next weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just burnt out. I'm so tired right now. We stayed up late, so late last night because we had to go pick up Sarah at the airport. And it was just such a stressful day. I don't know.
Is she sleeping still?
Terrifying about like knowing your child is in the sky.
Yeah.
And that you cannot contact them. And then Sarah's supposed to text me when she landed in San Francisco. And it was like an hour after she landed that she finally messaged me. And I was like, Sarah, this is too long to text. Why would you make me wait this long? I was like frazzled. I remember telling the kids to don't talk to me. I cannot talk to anybody until I get a text from Sarah. And Regina kept trying to come and cheer me up. And I'm like, no, just I need silence.
Exactly. Say things I don't mean to say.
Like, I don't want to yell at you. I just want to like, just everyone leave me alone.
A fully grown human is safe and sound with you. So.
Yeah, so like I'm like I'll talk to everybody once Sarah is home and I know she's safe. It was stressful. I know she had a much worse time of it than I did because, being the one in the sky.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't understand.
I always say when they come home like injured or have a thing, I'm like, I made you perfect. Now what has happened? Like,
how have you done this to yourself?
Yes, exactly. No. But I'm excited to see what we pick.
Yes. I'm gonna try to get my list together maybe this week, and we can start discussing what we have on our TBRs and deciding. So I would like to have that cleared away so I can just not worry about it.
Another group thread.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make a plan. But why don't we go ahead and wrap this up? It has been so much fun though this year. I'm so glad we still have our book club and that you guys have all joined us and read along with us. It's been wonderful. And I am so appreciative, Tanya, that you said yes to doing this and that you join me for book club every month. It's so much fun.
I'm so glad that you asked.
Yes. And I cannot wait for Ashley to join us. I think it's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm very much looking forward to that. But thank you all for coming along on this journey with us and reading along. And we will see you in January. So happy reading.
And happy holidays.
And happy holidays. Yes. Bye.